Graduation morning. I had bought flowers the day before. Yellow ones, his favorite color. I had driven 2 hours. I had gotten up at 5 a.m. to make sure I would be there when he walked out in his cap and gown. I had been planning this moment for 4 years. Not planning it consciously, but carrying it. The specific image of this day as the endpoint of something we had built together. He walked out with his department. I saw him from across the courtyard. I raised the flowers. He saw me. He did not look surprised. He looked, and this is the word, the specific, accurate word, he looked caught. There was a woman standing next to him. Her hand was in his. He walked toward me. She walked with him. He said my name. Then he said her name. Then he said, and I want to be exact here, this is Sarah. We've been together since January. And this is, he gestured at me, my ex. His ex. I had paid his tuition for 4 years. I had worked 2 jobs in our second year so he could focus on his thesis. I had driven 2 hours that morning with yellow flowers to watch him graduate. And I was his ex. I smiled. I said, "Congratulations." I gave him the flowers. I shook Sarah's hand. I told her it was lovely to meet her. I walked to my car. I sat for exactly 4 minutes. Then I made one phone call. Stay with me. His name was Daniel. We met in the first week of his undergraduate program. He was 22. I was 24. Already working. Established enough to have a salary and a small apartment and a sense of direction he found, he told me once, genuinely reassuring. He was smart. Genuinely smart. The kind of intelligence that is exciting to be around because it moves quickly and makes unexpected connections and makes you feel, when it's directed at you, like you are being truly understood. He had a scholarship that covered half his tuition. The other half, loans, he said. His family couldn't help. By our second semester, I was covering the gap. Not all of it. Just the part the loans didn't reach. A few $100s a month. By our second year, the scholarship had lapsed. Grades, he said. The pressure of the program. He would get it back. He didn't get it back. By year 3, I was covering his full tuition, his rent, his books, the conference he needed to attend for his research, the laptop that broke and needed to be replaced before his thesis deadline. I worked 2 jobs in year 2. I told myself it was temporary. I told myself it was investment. I told myself that what we were building together was worth the cost. I was 26 years old, and I believed all of it. Looking back, and I have done a great deal of looking back, the signs were there from approximately year 2. The distance that appeared whenever I mentioned the future. The specific vagueness that settled over him when conversations moved toward what came after graduation. The phone he kept face down. The evenings he was unreachable. The Christmas he spent with his family and came back with an energy I couldn't name at the time, but recognize now. I explained all of it away. Thesis pressure. Academic stress. The particular difficulty of being at the end of something long. I was explaining away a man who had been with someone else since January, 4 months before graduation. He had been with Sarah while I was paying his final semester's tuition, while I was buying the flowers, while I was setting the alarm for 5 a.m. I do not know exactly when he planned to tell me, if at all. I think his plan, to the extent he had one, was to graduate, get a job, become financially independent, and then have a conversation that would hurt less once I couldn't point to everything I had given. He miscalculated the flowers. I sat in my car for 4 minutes. Then I called my lawyer. Not a divorce attorney, a general practice lawyer I had worked with once for something unrelated. I explained the situation, briefly, factually. He listened. Then he said, "How much? Over 4 years?" I gave him the number. He was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "You have options. Not all of them are worth pursuing, but you have options." We met the following week. What followed was a 4-month process I will not detail entirely. Some of it is still legally sensitive. What I will say is this: 4 years of financial records are very clear documents. Bank transfers, tuition receipts, rent payments, receipts for the laptop. The conference registration in his name paid from my account. All of it documented. All of it traceable. Daniel received a letter 3 weeks after graduation. He called me immediately. I did not answer. He called 7 more times. He sent 3 emails. He showed up at my apartment once. I did not open the door. His lawyer contacted my lawyer. The matter was resolved in a way I am not able to discuss publicly. What I can say is that the flowers cost $12, and they were the last thing I ever gave him voluntarily. People ask me if I regret the 4 years. It's a complicated question, and I want to answer it honestly. I regret trusting someone who was not trustworthy. I regret the 2 jobs in year 2. I regret the alarm at 5 a.m. and the 2-hour drive, and the yellow flowers I bought for someone who had already decided I was his ex. But I don't regret who I was during those 4 years. I was someone who believed in a person and acted on that belief with everything I had. That quality, the willingness to invest fully, to show up completely, to work 2 jobs so someone else can pursue what they're building. That quality is not a flaw. It was given to the wrong person. The lesson is not to stop being that person. The lesson is to pay closer attention to who deserves it. Daniel graduated with a degree I helped pay for. He walked across the stage to a future I helped build. And somewhere in that future is a paper trail that reminds him, whenever it becomes relevant, that nothing he was given was actually free. New story every day. Subscribe so you never miss one. Just wait.